Hello, guys. Happy Tuesday, August 10th. So we are mid-month, almost there. And I hope you guys still got your excitement brewing. I hope you're still working on your consistency, utilizing the fire that you got from the beginning of the month, the fire that you got from last week's Zoom that we had with the special guests, and the fire that you're getting from continuing to just see that we got weekly bonuses still available for you guys, so you can earn those every week, Saturday through Friday. Any customers you enroll within that time period, if you do three, you get $20 the next week. If you do five, you get $100 the next week. And you can literally repeat that each week to keep getting more and more. Put a one in the comments if you got at least one customer this week. Put a two in the comments if you got at least two customers this week. Put a three if you got three. Put a four if you got four. Put a five if you got five. So we can celebrate y'all. I'm so excited, first off, that the fact that we have this promotion available and it's still here, that they announced it like over 2 months ago and we still got it. So take advantage of it while it's here. Don't wait until it's gone and then be like, oh my God, I missed my chance. Do everything at the time. Don't procrastinate and wait to the last moment, because that's when you're going to miss out on some stuff. So besides that, we had a little bit of a rough patch today, but I hope you guys took advantage of it. I hope you guys utilize that to grow your network, utilize that to get things in place so that when the systems do come back up, you have everything in place and be able to knock it out as though yesterday and today, tomorrow and today is one big impact together. It also gives you time to reach out to all your existing loyal customers, make sure that they're okay and up to date with things, just to do a check-in, just to say, hey, I'm not just checking on you because it's time for your auto ship, checking in on you also because I do care, you know? So that helps out too. And that gets helps your customers be more like, you give great customer service. It could be just a small, hey, just checking on you. Any questions? How's things going? Because some people won't use products if you don't check on them. They just let it stack up and stack up and stack up and won't use it. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. Also understand that there's always going to be those hiccups. Hiccups do happen. When hiccups happen, you don't get down about it. You don't say, whew, I got a day off. Now I ain't got to be worried about nobody saying nothing to me. Whew, I ain't got to worry about my upline in my face today because we ain't got no website. Woo, thank you. I can duck everybody. I know somebody said that. Trust me, I know somebody said that. So instead, what you do is still continue to work, because consistency is what's going to make the difference, and staying on track with things. So we was having some offline, before the recording started, talks, and I want to pass it over to Rusty because we were talking about the kids are going back to school. Some of them already started. Mine's, I still got 2 more weeks, and I'm that procrastinator when it comes to getting that summer work done. So that's what we're working on right now. So some of us are already have our kids in school, and now it's that moment of realization where you say, I could have worked all summer and I could have been home while they're in school. Where now you're about to go back to this reality of where it used to be, where you had to drop them off, go to school, go to work, pick them up from school, back to life, working your business 1 hour a day, and da 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 da, or whatever that plan is for you. When it could have been different, depending on how you had your mindset set up for the last year and a half that we've been home. So you want to ask yourself now, dang, I ain't do what I was supposed to do at that point in time for things to be different. But you could actually do different still right now to make it better. Because what's going to happen is when you feel that, and you feel like next thing you know, things is the way it is, now you're going to want to change things. And now you're going to want to, be better, but you still got time to. I love the fact that this company, you're able to reset yourself every day. I love that you're able to plug in everything to a different Zoom, plug into a different leader, plug in and let everybody know, you know what, I'm excited, I'm ready to move. I can see some of you guys, I know exactly when you work your business. You work your business when you get a new customer. And next thing you know, I see y'all comment on everything, like everything, and you show up. And I'm like, I ain't seen you for 3 days. I wonder what made you show up. I see someone ordered on your website. That's what happened. So you shouldn't just show up at that time. You should be here every single day, because what happens is that's going to plant more and more seeds to have more and more growth. That one customer that you got for that one residual income that's like $3 ain't going to do nothing if you're not putting it to work to do more. Put that customer to work to host a post for you. Put that customer to work to get reviews for you so you can keep multiplying it. That helps out a ton too. So I'm gonna turn it to Rusty for anything he has to say based off anything so far. And we keep playing it ear by ear.
If you got a dream and it's big enough and you start to show up every single day, yeah, things are changing, kids are going back to school, the buses are running, this, that, and the other. And somebody was talking about a while ago, I would like to have a job just for part-time. And I understand to get out of the house, all we've been through the last about 18 months. I've been kind of locked down, locked up, locked whatever. And the bottom line is once you get that check at the end of the week or end of the 2 weeks, you say, oh my God, what am I doing? You couldn't give me a job. You couldn't pay me any amount of money to give up what's most precious to me is my freedom. And what I'm after, you can't pay enough for that because they don't pay that stuff by the hour. And therefore, you don't want to go back into participating if you're full time with us and to what I call modern day slavery. That means you're living on the plantation, but see, now that's voluntary. And so when you make up your mind, I'm coming after this, I'm going to show up every single day. And the beautiful part about the $100 a week, you're growing a network of building customers. Guess why we build the customers? Maybe you've heard this, maybe you haven't. When you build a big network of customers, you're getting 5 a week and you're going after the $100. Guess what great customers turn into? Great distributors later. They already have developed a story. Yesterday, I had a lady that's been on our products for 5 weeks. She called and she was in tears. And I said, are you okay? And she said, I'm just so happy. She said, the day I started the products, I went to the doctor. Today I was back at the doctor. I've been on 2 skinny brews a day, 2 gummies 4 times a day, and the Thermophyte X. I said, She said, I'm down 27 pounds. Now I'll tell you something, ladies. In 5 weeks, that's a lot. But to hear her excitement in tears, to know that we've made a difference by sharing that with her, sharing with conviction and passion, showing up every single day. And I've known of this lady for many, many years, but it's us showing up every single day that built the one thing that she said that makes me feel good. I trust you. The consistent before and afters, the consistent showing up every single day. It's what it takes. And when you make up your mind, you're going to go to the next level. The devil will fight you the hardest. He'll come at you in different ways as you never even dreamed of. But see, in order for everybody to go to the next level, there's certain people, certain habits, certain everything that we're going to have to get rid of. And when you start to get rid of it, you're just making room for the new, because you can't put the new stuff if you got it filled for the old stuff. And so that means sometimes we have to spend less time with certain people. You can't keep draining your energy with dead weight climbing up the mountain. And you got to have people that's going to be all in. And so when you decide that I'm going to get all in, one, creating my physical story where there's skincare, where there's nutrition, where there's weight loss, and you consistently share your story, that's all you have. Because now that you're in a position of making history, you stop living in the history. If you live in yesterday or what happened last year or what happened when you were a kid, you're hung in history. You'll never make history. So when you make up I'm going to start making history. Every day I'm going to get in, I'm going to apply myself in a particular manner that enriches and adds value to other people. But also when you do that, it enriches and adds value to yourself. And when you enrich and add value to you, guess what happens? You're nothing more than a hope broker, and you start to give other people hope. Well, what if I could do? The little lady that lost the 27 pounds, she asked the next question. She said, think in the next 6 months, do you think, now listen to what I'm saying. She said, you think in the next 6 months, I could be down close to 100? I said, well, let's take 27 and subtract that from 100. What do we have? What's that about? 83. I said, on average, you lose about 31 pounds with the case studies on Thermophyte X, but you got the gummies and the coffee is helping you. I don't see why you couldn't be down close to that. But what did she just tell me? She's so excited about the results. She's telling everybody she knows, but she just got committed to 6 more months of using our products. Do you think she's going to have some great success? Do you think she might bring us some more customers? Do you think she might say, wow, I'm doing this. I want to make some money. Why don't I just pay you for what you're doing? You're already doing it. She's already brought me like 6 customers. Why don't I just I'm going to share the business with her in the morning. Why don't we pay you for what you're already doing? And you just you make enough to get your products for free and maybe some profit. Possible. You think she's going to be excited? I bet you. I'm willing to cover all bets on it. And so when you make up your mind, I'm worth it. My kids are going back to school. I'm going to work harder than I ever had because the kids are back to school. Do you know why? Because now we're trying to secure the future for my children. We're starting to create a legacy, and my legacy is going to be legendary. There will nothing hold me back. I will not make an excuse. This will become a priority for me. And when you make up your mind, if you have a job and you're working your way out of it, once you get a taste of freedom, ask Carissa. Once you get a taste of freedom, ask Natasha. Once you get a taste of it, give me a job. Like, what? No. You take taxes and all that other stuff out of it, and I can't write that off. No, everything we do now, we write out. This is a tax deduction. We are a big business, and we're getting the same deductions that most corporations get. And you're sitting there working at home, and this is what you're doing. And so now you start to work very smart. And when you make up your mind, I'm going to start working smarter. I'm going to work harder than working smarter. If you show up to a job, you have to just work hard. That means somebody else is thinking for you. Somebody is scheduling your time. You just gave away voluntarily your freedom, because when you sign that little bitty check at the end of the week or end of the 2 weeks or end of the month, that's what you're agreeing that you're worth. It all goes back down to, what do you believe you're worth? What is my self worth? And I don't know, you worth $100 an hour? Are you worth $10 an hour? Are you worth minimum wage? If it gets to the end of your time and you got a day left, how are you going to feel at that point? Did I waste my time, or did I invest my time? And when you make up your mind, I'm going to invest my time, I'm going to invest my time wisely, because I'm going to create a future for my children, and it's going to be called a legendary legacy. Do you know what legacy is? Anybody? What is it? Somebody, Natasha, what do you think legacy is?
I get like when I think of like leaving a legacy for my family, it's me just, paving the way, showing my kids that, anything is possible, and just showing them what people thought was impossible is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, changing generations, exactly.
Yeah, you change generations to come. So I'm going to tell you about a legacy, the one I witnessed all my life. It was my father. In the afternoon, the night that I had him to unplug him, and he died, and he went to be with Jesus, is what I believe. When we started making the arrangements, I carried it out to the T, exactly like he said. I'm his firstborn. I'm the fourth generation firstborn in my family. But the day we had the funeral, we had a very large church. It was capacitated. There's people flew in on private jets from Israel. There's people that come in from all the other states, busloads of people. We had to turn them away and send them to the graveyard in order to accommodate the people. And so the one thing I heard as I gave his eulogy is from the people that came in from everywhere, is he impacted us so much along the way. That's called legendary legacy. But as we were back at our church, the little, when they feed the family deal here in the South, is that's what they were telling me, how my father had impacted them. And I'm still hearing people in my city and other places, how my father had impacted people along the way. And so your legacy is how they remember you after you die. And here we are all those years later. They still tell me how he impacted them in my community. And even when I travel, when we find out that I'm his son, how he would say, that's called leaving legendary legacy. So what do we have to do with the legacy our parents gave us? And I'm very blessed to have a father that had the discipline, the charisma, and the love for people. I'm blessed to have been raised by a man such as him. But you know what? Now I've got to take it and make it better. I've got to give it all I've got to gain this freedom. I've got to go after and help as many people as he did, if not more, because he laid the foundation for me to do what I do now. You know why I'm doing it? Because the day I fall over, I got 2 daughters, Natasha and Carissa. They know my kids very well, the conferences and all that stuff. And you know what? I've got to leave it to put them in a position to make what we've accomplished and what we've started, their accomplishments, to even be better than mine. So what kind of legacy do you want to leave? It's easy tomorrow to wake up, the sights are down, I'm going to just take the day off, I'm going to go hide, or I'm going to have me some me time. Well, me time is what broke people do. I'm not saying you don't need to rest when you're tired, but you got to get so focused on what it is you're after. Because I promise to God, I'm getting in a jet Sunday morning, and I'm going to be in correct contact with Carissa every single day. As it unfolds, Carissa's going to know. And if any of you see my stuff, I was at the baseball game on Sunday. And everybody knows I was in a hunting accident back in November. I fell out of the tree about 25, 30 foot, and I hit the ground pretty hard. It was quick, but it still hurt my hip a little bit. So I'm at the ball game, and I waited for one of my daughters to get her some concessions. And I could have went with my other daughter, but here I'm walking down in front of the big concession stand at this huge baseball park, and I'm kind of limping, and this lady's limping toward me, and she said, "Are you making fun of me?" I said, "Really, I wished I was. I would never do that." I said, "But I was in a hunting accident." And I said, "Thank God I've lost a bunch of weight." She said, "You lost weight?" And I said, "Yeah." I told her a little bit of my story, showed her some before and afters. I said, "I did it with the It Works product." She said, "I've been looking for an It Works rep." Mind you, I was not going to the ball game. It was like 90 degrees over here Sunday. And I looked at her, and we got to talking, about a place that I lecture at one of the colleges here because of the book I wrote. And she said, "Well, I know the dean." I said, "Well, I know the dean good. I've known her for 15 years. In fact, she's one of my customers." She said, "No, you don't." So I got the lady on the phone, and she started talking. It was her god sister type of thing. And here's the significant part about this lady coming in business with us. She loves direct sales. She started with her father in A.L. Williams, which is now Primerica. But this is what the deal I'm gonna cut for this organization with her father. He was the original guy that had to sit in civil rights back in a long time ago. The original man that's in the pictures in Greensboro, North Carolina at Woolsworth. And he's so excited to meet us. And I said, "You think I could get your father just to come on and tell people how the real struggle is, how it really was back in the day? I mean, the honest truth about it." And she said, "Yeah." When I talked to her today, he's so excited to do a Zoom for us. I mean, it's not going to be like Senator It Works, but it's going to what it takes to really go through a real struggle and how you go to the next level. And you know how he went to the next level? Direct sales. A.L. Williams, Primerica. He's in love with it. And his daughter told me, if my father had not fought for his freedom and through what he went through at Woolsworth, when he had the first sit-in, it's on the history books. And if he had not got into direct sales with A.L. Williams and taught me what he knew and raised me up in it, I wouldn't own all these concession stands. And I love direct sales too. And I would not have. She said today is a God thing. Believe it or not, I kind of believe it was, because I had no intentions of going to a baseball game in 90-degree weather. But you never know what you're going to do when you just say, "No, we're going to do it." It's just like tomorrow, you get up, you start coming after it again, just hard as you can go. You never make an excuse for your future, because if you make excuses today, you won't have a future. You'll be dictated by somebody else putting you on a schedule or doing whatever for your future. I don't care what any of you are doing now. If you got a job and you dream it, you dream bigger than anybody else. But right now, I'm going to tell you what's happening. God is moving people out of your life and away from your life to bring the new people in. Sunday was a prime example of how the Pentecost family and us pray over this organization every single day. As this transition starts, it's going to be bigger than it ever has. We're going to go into a time of plenty. It's going to start in September when he starts announcing everything. So if I were you, I would work harder on me than I work on anything else. I would work harder on dreaming with my kids than I ever dreamed in your life. I would be so hungry that I would be in an emotional state where I salivated. That's what happened when I left the bank. I was in an emotional state that I had to go get it. I put myself in a position to win, but I got with what? A guy that already had won. He's already used to winning, Coach Moore Pentecost. And when you start to link up with a guy like that, and he puts you in a position to win, he calls the plays, you go execute the play. So there's a whole new line of plays coming up in September. Now he's calling the plays. It's our job to get on the court and execute the play. That's what's going to bring home the championship. And so I believe every one of you at the right place at the right time. I don't believe in accidents. There's no such a thing. I believe in plan and purpose with every fiber in my being. And I believe every one of you deserve to be free with every fiber in my being. And you would not be on this Zoom to hear this particular story. You couldn't be nowhere else tonight, but right here. I feel sorry for the guys that should be here that's not here, that it just took the day off because what? Well, we had a little software glitch. So, and it wasn't a software glitch. It was a cloud glitch is what they called it. And you know what? that today was your day to go ahead and rewrite your plan of action, start to rewrite your story, and to come back after this harder than you ever had. I want every one of you to make some physical goals, because if we got a lady that lost 27 pounds in 5 weeks off of that product line I just told you, write you some new physical goals, whether you need to gain some weight or lose some weight, where you need to get stronger or you need to get more healthier. Like, write the physical goals, write the family goals, write the business goals, and write the goals down. How many people you're going to contact and help every single day. And you know what? You don't go to sleep until you do it, but get up early and get this out of the way. Get that done. And you know what? Think like a CEO. You know, when God gave me the answer to my life is when he gave me my wife. Yeah, true. Most men now, I don't guess they're going to say it. Without her, there probably wouldn't be no y'all, because there would have been no party at this house, and I wouldn't have been making fun of some rap thing. But you know what? You're the ones that give birth and give life to everything, from the children to the home to the meals, everything you ladies do. You're the one that's giving it the birth. You're giving it the life. You're speaking life into it, because you do more and extra than anybody else in your family. You might have some great kids and a great husband, and he never matches your output. You know why? Because that's the way God designed you. Every one of you have a plan and a purpose. You were designed for this particular day. You was designed for this particular freedom, because you know you're giving birth to freedom, to create the generational legacies. It's your birthing right now into your family, and you're breaking the generational curses to go along with it. And when you make up your mind, this is what we're going to do. Everybody follows who? Mama. Everybody follows my great grandmama, my grandmama, and my mama. We're born on this big old farm. And you know what? When those ladies spoke, they were the one making it all happen. Y'all, we all worked hard, but they were the heartbeat of the family. Just like every one of you, you're the heartbeat of your family. And when you make up your mind, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to go in this particular direction, that's the direction you go in. And you know what? Right now, your kids are watching you. You're leading your siblings. You're leading your husband. You're leading everybody into this what I call this bliss of a life. And how I can say it, that's what happened over here. Going on 20 years, we ain't woke up with no alarm clocks. Oh yeah, I'm the ramrod and I run and do what? But if it wasn't for this lady over here, is the backbone of this deal. Yeah, I'm a big old stout guy. I work hard. I lift weight. I do all kinds of crazy wild stuff. But without her, I just be honest with you, it wouldn't be much of me. And so when you make up your mind, so I'm telling you that to tell you this: I had 3 sisters and 2 daughters. Never sell yourself short. Never allow nobody to sell you short or make you think that you don't deserve the very best in life. And you know what? When you make up your mind, this is who I am, you become the queen of the deal. And when you make up your mind, you're going to do the necessary things to become the queen. The king always shows up, or the king always comes around. I've seen that happen as a minister, son, my entire life. When you're prepared and you start to prepare before you can see it, and you know it's coming, but you're starting to prepare now before it gets here. You can't wait till it gets here and start to prepare. And you'll be in a state of repair, and the blessing will slide right on by you. But now that you're in a state of repair because you showed up, the great things are on the way. It's happening. It's happening to you right now. And that little cloud thing, it's because we need something bigger and better for what's fixing to happen. Hey, it's all working just like we need it to work. It's just like we had a wrap shortage one time before any of y'all got here. Carissa, you might have been here. They hijacked our loads of wraps at the border, and we had to go for weeks and weeks, and had to go into overtime. We had no wraps, and then we got the wrap shortage took care of, and it wasn't just a little bit. We had a software just to complete a blowout. You couldn't log on the software. We overrun the ability for the software to handle the business. That's probably what's happening now. The software was, and then we had to go back to using fax machines, taking orders, right, filling out applications like we used to do, writing it all down. But that lasted for about 8 weeks. But we got, Carissa, did we get through it? We got through all of that, and guess what? As we continue to get through it, we grew through that particular point. And when you grow through that particular point, you what? You get stronger, you have more resolve, you're able to critically think and handle it. And you can't throw nothing else now we can't handle. Just because the software went down or the cloud deal went down last night, so what? Still calling my customers. I still get in touch with the reps. I'm still lining stuff up for tomorrow. And you know why? Tomorrow's going to be a big day, because everything will be back online in the morning, or probably in just a few minutes. And it's going to be a big day. And so you need a day like this, prepare for a big day, which is going to end up be the biggest month you've ever had in August in the history of ever since you've been here. And see, when you know who you are, you know what you deserve. Don't you ever let nobody tell you don't deserve less than the very best. The only problem is all y'all got is you ain't dreaming big enough. If you made up your mind tonight, you're gonna become the first billionaire in your family, and ain't nothing can stop you except you. Because right now, in adverse times like this, it's the people that critically think and show up every single day, adding value, enriching other people, create solutions for other people's problems. You're the one, you're going to be the hope brokers, and the ones that give the most hope and brokers the most hope to the people that's in your sphere of influence and beyond. You're the people that they're going to be reading about. They're going to read about you in history. You're the people they're going to write the books about. They're going to write the songs about. They're going to make the movies out. And it's you ladies right here that consistently show up. And hey, Carissa, now we know who you are. We know exactly who shows up and who don't, and who's playing this and treating this like a hobby, and the ones that's treating it like a real business. But anytime you can go out of a hobby mindset to a real business and take it to the real next level, and we're right here to do one thing and support you with every fiber in our being. It ain't like we're just trying to pump you up. No, I've been here 20 years. You've been here 10. That's a combined total of 30 years. We ain't going nowhere, but straight up. And we can't go straight up in what? Unless y'all go with us, Carissa.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, a part of what he said about the cloud thing that's going on right now, I mean, like I said, just putting this in place for what's bigger about to happen. So it's great that it happened now before what they announce. Is that next month? Oh my gosh, we're almost here. It's almost here. Before they announce what's happening next month, that's going to increase our income, increase our commissions, and we won't need nothing shortening and blacking out at that point. So it's good that it's doing it now before that even come in. So guys, make sure you have your goals in front of you. Make sure you have your vision of things that you want to accomplish in front of you. Make sure you break down those things that you want to accomplish. Break it down as to how you're going to accomplish it. What do you have to do to accomplish it? What's the breakdown of what you need to do daily to make that happen to then go forth with it? I mean, I'm back up finally in my room where I got all my boards around me. Some may know I've been in the living room for the last 3 weeks because my AC wasn't working on my second and third floor. So I had to dish out $5K to get a new one to get this fixed. Thankful for this business, I was able to do that. Without that, I'd have still been sleeping in the living room on the sofa bed because I refused to stay in the heat. So and luckily we have two so that I can do that. So only half the house was without. But those type of things, if you don't have those rainy day funds in place, if you don't have these dreams in place for things like that to happen, you'll be out of luck when things happen. You won't be able to just say I can dish it out and do it because this just happened. Instead, you'll be like, oh, this just happened. If it ain't one thing, it's another. And then you're going to get all negative and keep going negative, and it's going to keep spiraling down. I could have went that way because Lord knows I got gypped in the meanwhile. Person that started it, I gave them 40 something $100 and they went MIA. And then I had to call in somebody else to finish the job and pay them some more money. So I could have easily went, oh my God, da, da, da. You know how everybody's negative minds think. But instead, you stay positive about stuff. You rework, you recheck yourself. You strengthen up that brain muscle we got up there. And you just say, you know what? That's what happened. I got some petty moments in, you know what I'm saying? I wrote some negative stuff on a whole lot of review websites and stuff. So I got a little petty, but at the same point, you just got to be able to just, get through it because things like that is going to happen. So make sure you guys are continuing your personal development daily because things like that is what's going to get you through when those rainstorms try to come on you. You got to be able to be positive about it. Shoot, if anything, I was loving sleeping down there. My back couldn't take it, but otherwise I was loving it down there. But I mean, it was just because everybody was in one space. So it was great for everybody to be together like that. It was like great synergy and unity in the house. It was awesome. It's too big. We all spread all over the place. Everybody can be in their own space and we don't see each other all day long. But so that was a great bonding time. But so that was a positive that came from it, being on that hard thing, but at the same time, it's positivity that comes from everything. So you look for the good in anything that happens. So like I said, if for any of you guys that don't know, like I said, I have dry erase boards everywhere. I have one on this side as well. Like I told y'all about my Wheel of Life board, I have dry erase boards everywhere. So I have literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 of them in here plus my dream board. They're literally on Amazon, as everything else y'all know about is on Amazon. Everything's there. They're just dry erase boards that stick up on the wall themselves. Dry erase all over it, write what you want. It's your boards to play with. Play on it, have fun with it. I mean, by all means, the kids used to do it when they was little, write all on your stuff. So now you got your chance to write all on it. But put those dreams up there, dissect those dreams. What are you going to do to accomplish them? You can always, like I said, reset daily, where you're able to put those things out there and say, well, it's August. What can I get accomplished by December? Because Christmas is in 3 months. That's right around the corner too. So what can I get accomplished in the next 3 months? And the next 3 months, I want to grow my check $500 per month. How can I get that accomplished? One person going Ruby each month. How can I get that accomplished? Enrolling 3 distributors, 6 loyal customers, completing my steps to success. Because you know what that's going to do? That's going to get you $150 per person for their fast start bonuses. That's also going to get you $100 a week if you're doing your loyal customers each week. You can increase that way more than $500. That's really almost $1,000 right there. So take advantage of the different money that's available right now to you, and understand that steps to success should be your goal every month. And then breaking it down as to how much more you can get from it. We all just seen our commissions. We know where we stand this month. You can do 1 or 2 things. You can either just be soaking in it and just go downhill where next month it's going to decrease, or you can just say, you know what? I'm gonna kick my butt just because last month I didn't do what I was supposed to. So I'm gonna kick it into high gear this month. And now I'm gonna increase it and double it. Every month we double it. Every month the goal is to double what you did last month. So if you know you weren't actually trying to do all you need to get done to make that month successful, then do it this month. Do it now. Don't wait till the 25th. Do it now. It's literally easy to do sample packs. You could have been selling sample packs today while you were waiting for the website. There's anything you can do, because by all means, everybody got products on hand, I know, because you're using them yourself. So you definitely have other ways to be able to work your business. Luckily, we're able to earn income a lot of different ways. So that's also helpful, reaching out to every existing potential that you had. You know, there's things you could have done today and things you still can do, because it's still down. So you still got time to do some stuff. So take advantage of it. Get those host to posts up. You can reply to everybody tomorrow if they start commenting on the post, but get the host to post up. Do at least 200 of them. I mean, what I'm saying, do at least 20 of them today. Double what you're supposed to do a day. Message people like Tavia told us last week. I mean, I literally probably seen 2 people put host to post from my team. So I don't know about anybody else's if they've increased their host to post. Tasha, you got any increase from last week? Yes. Okay. Oh, look, she's so nice to y'all. That's awesome. So, so definitely utilize it, guys. If anybody have that message right now, real quick, if you can put it in the comment section for me. I know we gotta save somewhere. It's all you're doing is just messaging 30 people a night before you go to bed. Message 30 people about doing a host post for you. Do not reply to them until tomorrow morning, but send the message out. This is something Amber Parker talked about that she does. Every night, send out 30 messages. If you can't get your host to post up the old-fashioned way, getting 10 a day by putting out the posts like I do, then send these messages also, because I do both. I'm putting it on my page, but I'm also sending the messages too. So do both and take advantage of it. By all means, it's going to help you with growing your business. You may not think it worked the first 2 times you did it, it'll work the third, but you don't know if you quit on the second time. So anybody have any questions or anything to add, Rusty?
No, just remember whatever you did when it really worked and you got some customers or reps, just duplicate what you did then. And if you got something that's working for you, I don't care what everybody else is doing. If that's working for you, keep doing it. And if you find something to incorporate to add to it, keep doing it. And so just the biggest thing, there's 1,000 courses out here, and there's all kinds of get rich, and you just try my course and just watch this video. You know, there's a million of that stuff, but you know what? They don't tell you. I don't care which course you do or whatever you do. The hard work is what wins. You put the work into it. There ain't no easy. I don't care who tells you about the leads program and all that is well and good. It ain't like we ain't tried that stuff through the years. But the one thing that I always fall back to that really works is just getting in the trenches and working, doing what I know I get paid to do. Gather customers, put in new DTs, help them gather customers, and gather customers, put in new DT, help them do it. And the duplication, but just being consistent with the hard work. So when you make up your mind, you're going to become the 7-figure earner in your family or a strong 6-figure earner. It's going to take hard work. But you know what? I don't consider this hard work. I don't work nowhere near as hard as I did at the bank. And I ain't got no slave master over my shoulder cracking a whip across my back neither, or talking mean to me or trying to sabotage me and just being ugly, telling me I can't fly out 3 hours late because my little girls ain't worth it. I ain't got nobody like that. I do what I want when I want. But you know what? When you make up your mind, I'm gonna be just as disciplined, and I'm gonna work harder on me and work harder for me than I work for anybody else. You watch and see what happens. That true work. Go after it. Go after your dreams, and don't allow anything to stop you. You know, right now it's like, you're at the halfway mark. You're at the 50-yard line. You're either going to score, and because you're going to put it to it, or you're going to become a spectator. And spectators never make much. The only thing I ever heard a spectator make was a bunch of excuses. This is why they can't get it done. The French fries were cold. I didn't have enough ice in my drink, or I had too much ice in my drink. That's a spectator for you. But the guys that's on the field, when we walk off of this field at the end of next month, we're gonna have the dirtiest uniforms in the company. The blood, the grass stains, they're gonna have to throw them uniforms away and get some new ones. We're gonna tear them things up. And so you know what? That don't do nothing but lay foundation for the life you're after. And you ever get just a little bit of a taste or glimpse of that life you after, ain't nothing can stop you, nothing short of death. And you know what? I'm committed to death do you part. That's the vows I took with this little girl in here. That's the vows I basically took with Mark, till death do us part. And that means you got to kill us all when we show up. And then you know what? Every one of y'all part of my family. You're part of Mark's. Let's go do it.